My 22F boyfriend, 28M, plans on seeing his ex, 30F, and her dog for Christmas. I am not the oop. Oop is you, Seaside B. My 22F boyfriend, 28M, plans on seeing his ex, 30F, and her dog for Christmas. Originally posted R. Amy wrong. Trigger warning. Manipulation. Assophobia. Sick dog. Less than. Original post November 9, 2023. My 22F boyfriend, 28M, have been seeing each other for about 6 months, and with the holidays approaching we have been discussing our plans. Some background. He and his ex, 30F, dated for about 4 years and moved to our small town together before amicably breaking up. His ex had a dog which he really grew to love during their relationship. He still sees his ex and the dog frequently to go for walks and catch up. They also message each other about the dog quite often. My boyfriend and I have had discussions about how I feel uncomfortable with the amount of contact between him and his ex, and it has, to my knowledge, lessened since. The dog is like a child to them, which is something that I can't really understand. More of a cat person. So I wouldn't want to ban him from seeing or hearing about the dog ever again. The dog's birthday happens to fall on Christmas, and when we were discussing our potential plans, he said that if we didn't end up spending the holiday together, he would probably go for a walk with his ex and the dog to celebrate, as it might be the dog's last birthday. I found this strange, but also understandable, since his family doesn't live in our town and he doesn't go home for the holidays due to work. My family live here, and I will be more than likely spending the entirety of Christmas Day with them. So it's not likely that we'll be spending time together. Obviously, an easy solution is for us to go to these family events together, which is something I'm not opposed to, but still find it strange that he would spend the day with his ex and the dog if I did my own thing. Am I overreacting, or is this strange? TLDR. My boyfriend still sees his ex and her dog and will more than likely spend Christmas together if we don't have plans. The American Stranger. Obviously, an easy solution is for us to go to these family events together, which is something I'm not opposed to. Info: why exactly is he not invited to Christmas at your family with you? If you're going to be the entire Christmas Day with your family without him, what exactly do you expect him to do? Oop. He hasn't met my family yet, and it feels intense to introduce him to everyone at a large family event. He often does solo camping trips to national parks when I'm busy with work, so I sort of assumed that would be his plan for Christmas if we didn't spend time together. Update December 3, 2023. Thought I would provide a small and relatively mundane update to my last post. After reading through the responses, I came to the conclusion that the reasonable thing to do was talk to my boyfriend about the ex and the dog and let him know how I was feeling. Sorry to disappoint those who thought that the best way forward was to break up, but kudos to those who suspected there was something going on. We talked about how it was a bit strange that he and his ex would catch up and talk on these walks, even though he insisted it was only about the dog. I disagreed and brought up other times he and his ex have discussed things. I'm aware of this because he would tell me when he gets home. I did bring up the Reddit post, and he felt like her being asexual was a huge thing to factor in. I explained that her being asexual made things worse because their relationship was still sort of the same as it was when they were together. He agreed and said that it was wrong and that he would discuss picking the dog up for walks and not seeing the dog on Christmas. Long story short, he messaged his ex saying that they should only be in contact about the dog, and she did not react well. She got very upset and blocked him on everything. She texted him a couple of days after asking him to grab a few things that he had at her house. He lives in an apartment and doesn't really have anywhere to store his camping stuff. She offered to let him keep it at her house. She also said that she won't message him anymore because she doesn't want to make his new girlfriend uncomfortable, and that if he wants updates about the dog he will have to reach out to her. He hasn't messaged her since. I have my suspicions that she still had feelings for him and was kind of hoping that they would get back together. My boyfriend is really upset that he won't be able to see the dog anymore, but he's also come to terms with it and knows that the dog is getting the best care possible. We made plans for Christmas and he started to slowly meet my family. To clarify a few things from my last post. No, I genuinely don't think he is cheating on me. Like I said, he works away and when he's back we spend most of our free time together. When he's away we keep in touch. FaceTime, phone calls, etc. Him not attending my family Christmas events was something that we discussed together and he was okay with it, as he knows my family can be a bit intense. Reading through a few of the comments did make me realize that I would be hurt if he asked the same of me, and then get upset if I made other plans. And lastly, no, I wasn't going to break up with him without having a proper conversation about it all. He's pretty much perfect, excluding the complicated ex and dog. TLDR. Spoke to my boyfriend about my feelings. He wanted to only discuss the dog with his ex and she cut contact. I think she still has feelings for him. We're still very much together and have plans for Christmas with just the two of us as he slowly is introduced to my family. This is a repost sub IAM, not the OOP. Mundane updates are the best, nothing dramatic or insane. Just miscommunication occurring and with ending where Op and her boyfriend are alright. Why is the TW asophobia and manipulation? This is a boring story about miscommunication. OOP's issues with her BF's relationship with his ex are understandable and she didn't seem manipulative. The ex's asexuality had very little to do with OOP's feelings. Is the asophobia in the room with us? I'm a roace and there wasn't any aphobia in this. I usually dislike when the updates aren't long and dramatic, but I'm glad I didn't read 30 paragraphs of this situation. Sheesh. Getting a dog with a boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. increases the awkwardness if there is a breakup. My brother and his ex adopted a dog together, and maybe a year and a half to 2 years later, they shared custody for a while, with my brother doing a majority of the caring for the actual dog. But ultimately when she moved, the dog went with her since he was originally adopted to help her with her anxiety. I bear her no ill will, but that entire situation rubbed me the wrong way. Because she doesn't want to make his new girlfriend uncomfortable. The BF pinned the blame on OOP when his ex blamed it on her. OOP could be oblivious on how he framed the situation to his ex. The only thing I couldn't understand is how she can't understand them seeing their dog as their child just because she's a cat person. You might like cats more than you like dogs, but pets are pets. They all are family. I honestly think Op was making too big a deal about it, especially for a 6mo relationship. I agree with the OOP that introducing your partner to every single family member at a major holiday is a bad idea, lol. With that said, she should have been introducing him slowly so that he could attend the Christmas party. Her thinking he would be okay camping alone at Christmas is just depressing. Like, on the one hand, I do agree that her being ace could have made it worse, because then they're just still in a romantic relationship from the ex's perspective. But Jesus. The OOP sounds worse the longer I think about this story. What exactly did the BF say to the ex? I feel like the phrasing could be key here. But also, Why did she feel threatened by the ex in the first place? What's wrong with being friends with your ex? As an ace, there's no assophobia here. However, I have a feeling the ex is still hung up on him and probably saw this as a way to reel him back in. I wish healthy relationships with exes were normalized more. My boyfriend is good friends with his ex. At first I was surprised just because I had never seen this before. But I wanted to keep an open mind, and my only request was that I also get to know her. We're all good friends now and she visits often. The key was that my boyfriend somehow managed to handle all his breakups with such communication and respect that nobody had hard feelings. Sure, there was a period of grief, but after that they were able to continue to be friends like they were before the relationship. Okie dokie. How do you not understand someone's love for their pet based on, I am a cat person? The dog is like a child to them, which is something that I can't really understand. More of a cat person. So I wouldn't want to ban him from seeing or hearing about the dog ever again. The whole concept of pet custody is bizarre. This does not feel concluded. Op is insecure and ruined a friendship. I came to the conclusion that the reasonable thing to do was talk to my boyfriend about the ex and the dog and let him know how I was feeling. The fact that this wasn't her first impulse, and it took nearly a month to do, is wild to me. I don't understand what the initial problem is. He was going for a dog walk with a friend on Christmas because he didn't have any other plans. The fact she's his ex is pretty irrelevant, since nothing else implied they were sneaking around or flirting or anything of the sort. Normalize amicable breakups resulting in remaining friends.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.